Would you buy a foldable phone if it cost under $750? That's not just a random question anymore. The long-rumored Galaxy Z Flip FE from Samsung is starting to feel very real, and it might be the most affordable foldable phone the company has ever made. Let's talk about what just happened. For months, people weren't even sure if the Galaxy Z Flip FE was a real thing. It wasn't showing up in leaks as much as the Galaxy Z Fold 7 or the Galaxy Z Flip 7. Most people thought Samsung would skip it, or maybe launch it later in the year. But now, things are changing fast. A new certification has just been spotted, and it's kind of a big deal. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, just certified a phone with the model number SMF761U. If you've followed Samsung model numbers before, you'll know that F usually points to a foldable, and the rest matches up with what we'd expect for a Galaxy Z Flip FE. That means two things. First, the phone is real. Second, it could launch really soon, possibly next month, during Samsung's big Unpacked event, where the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7 are also expected. But what can we expect from this so-called fan edition? While the certification didn't show specs, some leaks have filled in the blanks. The Galaxy Z Flip FE might be a slightly updated version of the Galaxy Z Flip 5. Think of it as a budget-friendly foldable, with a few corners cut to bring the price down, but still keeping that cool foldable look. Here's what leaks say it might include a 6.7-inch foldable AMOLED display, a 3.4-inch cover screen, the Exynos 2400E chip, Samsung's latest One UI 8 software, a dual camera setup with a 50 megapixels main camera and a 12 megapixels ultra-wide, and a 4,000 mAh battery. That's not bad at all, especially if Samsung is able to hit the rumored price point. Speaking of price, this part might surprise you. In South Korea, where Samsung is based, the leaked price for the Flip FE is around $740 after conversion. Now, that doesn't mean it'll be the same in the US or Europe. There are taxes and other costs involved. But even if it's slightly higher, it's still a big drop from the price of Samsung's other foldables, which usually start around $1,000 or more. That's exactly what the foldable phone market needs right now, something more affordable. Now, foldable phones have been exciting, but not very budget-friendly. Many people love the idea of foldables, especially the clamshell style like the Z Flip, but just can't justify the price. A cheaper option could change that. Right now, the Galaxy Z Flip FE doesn't have a lot of competition in the US. Apple still hasn't released a foldable iPhone. Google has one foldable, but it's not a flip-style phone. Have you ever seen a smartphone camera system that can switch its lenses, just like a real camera? Well, Huawei just made it happen with the brand new Pura 80 Ultra. But that's not the only surprise in this launch. Huawei just dropped the full Pura 80 series lineup, and it's turning a lot of heads right now. Let's talk about what's going on. Huawei introduced 4 models in the new Pura 80 series: the standard Pura 80, Pura 80 Pro, Pura 80 Pro Plus, and the top-end Pura 80 Ultra. Each one is packed with powerful features, and this launch is a big step for the company as it comes back strong in the smartphone market. The company also made it clear how serious they are about staying on top. Huawei's chairman Yu Chengdong revealed that they've spent over 1.249 trillion Chinese yuan, which is about 173 billion United States dollars, on research and development in the past 10 years. Just last year in 2024, they spent 179.7 billion Chinese yuan, or around 25 billion United States dollars. That's nearly 20% of their total income. This kind of investment has helped Huawei push through big challenges like getting access to the latest chipsets. Let's get into the hardware. The regular Pura 80 comes with a flat 6.6-inch organic light-emitting diode screen, while the Pura 80 Pro, Pro Plus, and Ultra models all have larger 6.8-inch curved OLED screens. These displays are no joke. They support up to 3,000 nits of peak brightness, a refresh rate that adapts between 1 to 120 Hz, and they show over 1.07 billion colors. You also get support for high dynamic range vivid content, P3 wide color, range, and a sharp resolution at 460 pixels per inch. Now for the part that's getting everyone talking, the cameras. All four models use a 50 megapixels 1-inch RYYB main sensor. Compared to previous Huawei models, this sensor can process image data up to 200% faster. Plus, it uses artificial intelligence to reduce noise and boost color accuracy, but the Pura 80 Ultra takes things to another level. This model includes something called TCG Triple Real-Time Fusion technology, which boosts the dynamic range all the way up to 16 eV. That means even in very dark or bright places, the camera captures the scene accurately. Even more impressive is the switchable telephoto lens. This is the first phone to feature a dual lens setup that uses mirrors inside to switch between two different zoom levels, one at 3.7 times and the other at 9.4 times. It gives you a zoom range from 13mm to 212mm. This improves the optical zoom range by 129% over last year's Pura 70 Ultra. Can a foldable phone finally feel as light and thin as a regular phone? That's the question Samsung wants us to think about with its newest teaser for the Galaxy Z Fold 7. With about a month to go until Samsung's official event in July, the company has kicked off its marketing campaign early. And this time, it's not about flashy features or fancy animations. It's about something simple but important: how thin and light the next foldable will be. In their latest teaser, Samsung says the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is going to be their thinnest, lightest, and most advanced foldable yet. That's a big promise, especially when many users still complain that foldables are too bulky to carry around comfortably. Let's break down what this really means and how it stacks up to what we know so far. First, the design. Samsung hasn't shared exact numbers in the teaser, but a recent leak from May gave us some pretty close details. If the report is accurate, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 will measure just 4.54mm when unfolded and about 9mm when folded. That's only slightly thicker than the Oppo Find N5, which currently holds the record for the world's thinnest foldable. And in case you're wondering, the full dimensions of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 might be around 158.43mm tall and 143.14mm wide when unfolded. So even though it's big, it's definitely getting closer to feeling like a regular phone in the hand. Now let's talk about the display, because foldables are all about the screen experience. Based on early info, the Z Fold 7 is expected to carry over the 8.2-inch internal screen seen in the Z Fold 6 Special Edition. That means you're still getting that massive tablet-like screen inside, perfect for watching videos, multitasking, or even working on the go. So how is Samsung making this phone thinner and lighter? According to the teaser, their engineers and designers have been focused on improving the build with each new generation. That includes using lighter materials, a slimmer hinge, and making small changes to the way components are placed inside the phone. Under the hood, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, which will likely deliver top-tier performance whether you're gaming, editing photos, or just browsing the web. As for the battery, the Fold 7 is said to pack a 4,000 mAh battery. That's not huge by today's standards, but Samsung is probably trying to balance battery life with a slimmer design. And don't forget, they might also include faster charging, though the exact charging speed in watt hasn't been revealed yet. Now, one thing to clear up. Last week, Samsung released a very confusing teaser that hinted at a possible Galaxy Z Fold 7 Ultra.